And then I also started thinking about the 21st century church, and the pastor that had recruited me essentially said, look man, I'm part of the old guard, I'm part of the 20th century, and I will be doing that work until, I'm done with my career. But the world has changed. This was in the early 1990s. The world has changed, and the world is going to need people to help it think about what the church can be in the future. Like, what will it mean for the church as culture shifts completely? And that's when I started thinking about postmodernity, and that's what I fell in love with, is the idea of the 21st century church and the church outside boundaries and guidelines. And old stuff is good, new stuff is good, being able to do whatever. So, collective voice of Christianity is changing its viewpoint in lots of ways about persons of same-sex relationships, and gay and lesbian men and women, and transgender men and women. The thing that's becoming more clear in this conversation is that the people who just say, Bible says it, that's it, God hates fags, blah, 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 whatever this hateful stuff is that's very black and white and oriented around the greatest good is not love, the greatest good is not reconciliation, the greatest, highest good is knowing an answer and knowing what the fortress walls are and enforcing that. That viewpoint and that worldview is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller as our culture is evolving.
I don't think that to be inclusive is a new reading of a text. I think that if you choose to read people out of your text, you're being specifically discriminatory. I think if you actually read the texts and take the time to think about them, one can see that while there might be fear of the other within the world, there's also a recognition that, in my opinion, religion is not meant to not only put up walls, but to discriminate or to cast as inhuman others. And I don't think that that's a way, and that wouldn't be something that I'd be proud to represent. While there are, in the Jewish community as a whole, while there are many places where the LGBTQ community can fit in and do have a place, and do have a place of leadership, there are many places, unfortunately, where that is not yet the case, and where folks feel that they need to be squelched in their identity and who they are. I'm very proud to say that this is a community where LGBTQ folks can thrive, can model a sense of joyful Judaism, a real sense of appreciating the tradition, participating in the tradition, and being fine examples not only for each other in the larger community, also for our children.